kind of a true champion I am, I'm going to defend my U.S. title today right here on television. And everybody knows the man going on the road to Birmingham with this title has the edge. And, brother, I'm going to have the edge today and October the 3rd.
Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, right now I stand out here. I don't have the title. Ken Wayne's got it. But in just a few minutes, we've got a title match on TV. And the man who comes out of that match with that title is going to have the edge going into the road to Birmingham.
Welcome to the Continental Wrestling Federation. Today we'll see tag team action from Lord Humongous and Shane Douglas. The Battle of the Nightmares continues as Danny Davis meets Ken Wayne. Also, Dr. Tom Prichard takes on Mr. Olympia Jerry Stubbs. Dirty Dutch Mantell is going to see some action, and we'll see the Dirty White Boy in the ring. Right now, we go ringside with the hosts of CWF, Charlie Platt and Joe Pedicino.
Well, hello, everybody. Charlie Platt along with Joe Pedicino and Ronnie Welsh. Welcome to the Continental Wrestling Federation from Bapple Auditorium in Birmingham. The countdown is over.
That's right. And you know, Charlie, it is great for me to be back on Continental Wrestling Federation. I want to apologize for missing last week. I saw what you had to put up with, and I congratulate you for making it the full hour. But you know, speaking of Eddie Gilbert, just a little bit before we started tonight, Eddie Gilbert came over to you and I, and it was a different man than I've ever seen before, a very serious man, and he wanted some time on today's show.
We're going to certainly grant him that time because with Road to Birmingham coming up Monday night, there are a lot of rumors going around about the condition of Eddie Gilbert, some things going on. We're going to be talking to Eddie and let him bring you up to date on that situation a little later on in the program. Right now, Ron West out with us. The Road to Birmingham is Monday night. We've got hair versus hair. The Nightmares against each other. We've got
Go for the green, $20,000 on the line.
I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm so happy to be in the CWF. The hair's at stake, battle for the green, and special, we're going to crown a CWF heavyweight champion, and also on that same card, a CWF tag team championship, which Shane Douglas, Lord Humongous will defend their champion against the Wild Samoans. And
I understand there's a new stipulation in that one.
A very stipulation to Mr. Martin. If you don't win those titles, you will leave the CWF area.
Is that right?
Whoa.
What is CWF trying to do to me? Missy Hyatt couldn't get me out of CWF. Now you're trying to get me out of CWF? Well, I got news for you, Ronnie West, and the tag team champions. You're looking at the new tag team champions of the CWF. I'm not going nowhere. Why should I leave? I'm not going.
Because if you don't win the titles at the Road to Birmingham, this man, Coquino, and you are out of the CWF.
We've won them 3 times, but we still didn't get them. So I'll get them. I'm taking them back with me. And you're looking at the new tag team champions. I'm not going nowhere.
We'll see the outcome Monday night right here in Bapple Auditorium. I tell you what, talking about the big news of Birmingham, let's go to that right now.
It's spectacular, the biggest show in CWF history, The Road to Birmingham, Monday, October 3rd in Bowell Auditorium, featuring the Final 10 CWF Heavyweight Title Tournament with Bob Orton Jr., Austin Idol, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Bam Bam Bigelow, Terry Gordy, Dr. Tom Prichard, Gentleman Chris Adams, the Dirty White Boy, Dirty Dutch Mantell, and the Bullet. Also that night, it's hair versus hair, no time limit, no disqualification. There must be a winner as Nightmare Danny Davis takes on Nightmare Ken Wayne. Then for the CWF Tag Team Championship, if someone loses, they've got to leave the CWF. Lord Humongous and Shane Douglas are pitted against the Samoan Warrior, Sika, and Coquino with Mr. Martin. But the first match of the night is a $15,000 grab for the green pole battle royal with Willie B. Hurt, Brian Pillman, Mr. Martin, Detroit Demolition, Nightmare Freddy, Rick Hazard, the DI, and Johnny Rich. It all happens October 3rd, a Monday night in Birmingham in the Boutwell Auditorium. The biggest show in CWF history is the Road to Birmingham. Be a part of history. Come to Birmingham with the CWF.
Now entering the ring, the Continental Tag Team Champions, Shane Douglas and the Lord Humongous. And here we have, Buck Seigler.
Deuce Mason, and I'll say you right now, Deuce Mason and Bucky Seigler made a mistake. They attacked the tag team champions from behind before the bell rang, and that's not something that the likes of Lord Humongous and Shane Douglas are going to take very lightly. And as you can see, they are putting it to Deuce Mason and Bucky Seigler.
You know, the whole Continental Wrestling Federation area is talking about, good suplex by the big man from Death Valley. We're talking about the revelation we learned recently, a couple of weeks back on Missy's Manor, about the connection between these two. They are cousins. Maybe that's why they're such an outstanding tag team.
That's right. You know, blood thicker than water anytime. And Shane Douglas doesn't call him Lord Humongous. He calls him Hugo. And right now, Hugo, oh my goodness, look at this. He's up on the second rope. Oh, that'll do it. If they want to, the referee can count to 100 right now, but look at this.
Look at this high press down on his man. Randy Anderson right on top of things. It is over. Your Continental Tag Team Champions, Shane Douglas and the Lord Humongous, win this opening event on the Continental Wrestling Federation today, and what a match it was.
All right, Charlie, I know you're going to try and have some words here at ringside with Lord Humongous and Shane Douglas. They are the Continental Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, and right now they are with Charlie Platt.
Well, here we have the cousin team, as we found out recently, Shane Douglas and the Lord Humongous, the man you called Hugo. Monday night, it's all on the line, the Continental Tag Team Championship.
You said it all, Charlie Platt. Me and cousin Hugo here are going to go up against the Wild Samoans if they want, and we'll put these titles up. You saw what we can do in the ring right there, Birmingham. We love you very much, and right here, October 3rd, at the road to Birmingham, we'll put the Wild Samoans down if you have to. But with Birmingham behind us and CWF, we can't lose, Charlie.
Best of luck to you, Shane. It's those Wild Samoans are big individuals, man.
You know they are. You know they are, Charlie. Probably the two biggest people, except for this man right here. I call him the neutralizer for the Samoans, because with this man right here, he's going to take those Samoans and put them down to size. And when the time comes, he'll press me over his head, 10 feet into the air, drop him down for the 1, 2, 3. Get ready, Birmingham, because it's on fire here in the Continental Wrestling Federation.
Shane Douglas and the Lord Humongous, the Continental Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions. The United States Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line when we come back on the Continental Wrestling Federation.
Look for the Continental Wrestling Federation to be in Harrogate, Tennessee, Thursday, October 20th on Mellow Yellow Night. Prizes will be given away at Lincoln Memorial University at 7:30. Also, Friday, October 21st in Cosby, Tennessee at the high school at 8 o'clock, and Clark Range, Tennessee, Thursday, October 27th in the high school at 7:30. The big show is in Knoxville, Friday, October 28th in the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. Match time is 8 o'clock that night. The return match for the USA Heavyweight Championship, the Tennessee Stud, Ron Fuller, taking on the Mongolian Stomper, managed by Ron White. During this match, Ron White will be handcuffed to the Bullet. CWF Tag Team Championship on the line. Lord Humongous and Shane Douglas going up against the Samoan Warrior Sika and Coquino with Mr. Martin. Also for the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship or the IROC Z, Nightmare Dandy Davis up against Nightmare Ken Wayne. Plus 3 other big matches, including Terry Bam Bam Gordy, the Dirty White Boy, Dirty Dutch Mantell, and Jerry Stubbs. And it all happens in Knoxville. Friday, October 28th in the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. Match time is 8 o'clock. Don't miss the excitement of the Continental Wrestling Federation.
The ring, Nightmare Danny Davis.
Charlie Platt, he is in the ring against the junior heavyweight champion, the U.S. junior heavyweight champion, that of course being Ken Wayne. And take a look at who has come down to ringside. Well, wait a minute, now he's going up into the ring.
Nicely dressed in a sport coat, Western attire, the World Junior Heavyweight Champion Nelson Royal.
We have seen Nelson Royal cause a lot of trouble just by being at ringside. Now, what is he doing? He's going over, he's shaking hands with Ken Wayne. Now, I've seen this happen in boxing matches where world champions come down and wish both people good luck, but I didn't expect that of Nelson Royal. But here he is now talking to Ken Wayne. wishing him luck, and he'll go over now to Danny Davis. But now, Danny better be careful.
Yes, he sure needs to be on his toes.
Nelson Royal doesn't look like he's wishing Danny Davis good luck.
A point of the finger and a couple of words from Nelson Royal. The United States Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line in this match.
Not exactly what I would call good sportsmanship from world junior heavyweight champion Nelson Royal. And look at this now. Ken Wayne helping Nelson Royal out of the ring. And I would say not a good example of sportsmanship. And Nelson Royal has come over now. Wait a minute, if you're going to be here, how about sitting here in the middle? Yeah. Let's get him right where we can keep an eye on him, Charlie, and put him right in the middle, because in the past,
good idea,
we
Joe.
have seen some of the shenanigans, and maybe if he's sitting here at the table like this, all he'll do is watch.
Right.
I do not create situations, as you call shenanigans. I'm here to watch two gentlemen that are great athletes, and I'm here to just, I guess you would say, scout them. What reason would I have?
Why did you go in the ring and wish Ken Wayne good luck and shake his hands, and then go over and instead of wishing the same to Danny Davis, give Danny Davis a hard time and tell him you're keeping an eye on him?
I walked over there to shake hands and started in his direction. If you had been there and heard what he had said to me, then you would have understood. I went to shake hands with the man and treat him like a gentleman. But apparently he is not a gentleman.
Good shoulder smash by Davis coming off the ropes, puts Ken Wayne down on the mat. Over in that turnbuckle, as you can see, Ken Wayne trying to gain his composure and redirect his ways in this match against Nightmare Danny Davis, who's keeping an eye on our gentleman at ringside here, Mr.
He's over here complaining that he used a fist on him. And apparently he did. When he hit him with that tackle, he stuck that short punch in the rib. And those are things that you learn from being around a long time. And Danny Davis has. He uses things that people do not see. He uses tactics that a man shouldn't use in the ring. And they are hidden things. So this is what, you know, people all of the, listen here. Danny Davis.
Go, Danny, go. That's right.
Right. They do not know the things that he does. But yet...
And you don't do things like that.
Anything I do is strictly out in the open, and it is wrestling. Just like that. You see the man used a great head scissor? Look at that. And he's out. That's a great athlete. Now look at that. Great.
Look at that.
Davis hurls his man. Did you see that, Joe?
Nelson Royal is furious, but that was a great example of chain wrestling, and it ended up with Ken Wayne being thrown very legally, I might add, through the middle ropes to the outside of the ring.
He threw that, when he grabbed that, hooked the man's legs and went in and shot him through the ropes. And just like Ken Wayne is saying, he grabbed his tights and shot him through the ropes. That is illegal.
Charlie, I didn't see that. I saw a very good move.
I got a question, just changing the subject momentarily. With the greatest of respect of your wrestling ability, Mr. Royal, and you are the undisputed world junior heavyweight champion, I must say I'm a fan of your ability when it comes to scientific wrestling when you do decide to use that at the ring. I want to know where you plan to be on Monday the 3rd when this hair versus hair match takes place between these two. I hope you don't plan to be anywhere around ringside.
No, I will be in a 747 going to Yugoslavia to defend the world's junior heavyweight title. But if everything goes the way that Danny Wayne, I'm sure that he has a plan and his ability. You saw, look at this. Here's things that this man does, doing kip-ups, doing backflips. We know which way that match is going to go, and Danny Wayne should beat him. Now, I'm not saying that Davis doesn't have wrestling ability. Yes, he has that. But Kenny Wayne is a smart wrestler. That's the difference between Danny Davis and I. I have wrestling knowledge. Knowledge is the thing that makes a great champion.
Mr. Royal, let's talk about that thumb in the eye just now that Ken Wayne just put into the eye of Danny Davis. He put a thumb right into the eye.
No, I don't think he hit
and
him.
And a fist into the face.
He's using an open hand and right over the eye. He cupped it right over the eye, and that does hurt when you cup that hand over. because you'll never see me stick a finger or a thumb in a man's eye. But I use the other type, and I cup it and hit him right in the eye with it. So you've got to watch what's going on.
The only thing I can say is with your eyesight, I would stay away from shooting ranges.
I'm a very good hunter. I'm an excellent hunter. You're here observing only the things that you want to see. Let's look at everything in a whole. Now what's this, man?
Good fight.
Drop kick. Look at that.
Yes, it was. It was
Right where it belongs.
There.
Look who put a foot over the. Look who put a foot over the rope.
And you would not have if you were in the same situation.
No, I would have kicked out. I would have kicked out.
well right
How many
now.
times?
Right now, Ken Wayne does have Danny Davis going. Big backdrop right down on the small of the back. Danny Davis now in the middle of the ring. Ken Wayne goes up, brings that elbow down all the way from the top rope. 1, 2, and there's the kick out you were looking for, Nelson. There he gets the shoulder up.
Say one thing, Davis is a tough competitor. You've got to give him credit for that. He is a great athlete. And that, like I say, the reason I know that, only the greatest are in the ring with me.
Well, the U.S. Junior Heavyweight belt is on the line, and my understanding would be that, of course, whoever holds this belt would be the top contender for your belt. So it's going to be interesting to see if Danny Davis... Oh,
did you see that? What a collision.
and now Nelson Royal calling the referee over to ringside. And what is this?
Look at this.
Ken Wayne has pulled a chain out of his trunks and is wrapping it around Nelson Royal.
What is going on
Behind
here?
the back of the referee, Nelson Royal.
He knocked him out.
1, 2, 3,
It's over.
We have a new U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion, and Nelson Royal
Is irate.
He kept the referee distracted.
The man had a chain in his hand. He had a chain, and he hit him with a chain.
I think,
Nelson Royal kept the referee distracted, and while he did that, Danny Davis turned the tables on Ken Wayne and has, in my opinion, the edge of a lifetime going into that hair versus hair match, because Ken Wayne now knows that Danny Davis can put his shoulders down for the 1, 2, 3.
all right, we have an irate World Junior Heavyweight Champion. We're going to
Charlie, over in the side of the building, I see a very serious, somber Eddie Gilbert. And I know that coming up next, we're going to be talking to Eddie Gilbert about the situation with his injury.
And we'll talk to Eddie Gilbert when we return on the Continental Wrestling Federation.
Well, first of all, let me let everybody know who will be bald. We all know who it's going to be. It's going to be you, Ken Wayne. Monday night, October the 3rd, the road to Birmingham comes to an end, the final 10, and then you and me, Ken Wayne, my car against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert's $25,000 that he's backing you with, then hair versus hair. Whoever loses is going to sit in the middle of that ring and get their head skint just like a peeled onion. Well, my money's on me. The fans' money is on me. My family's money is on me, Ken Wayne. You're all alone. It looks like the odds are stacked against you. So Monday night, October the 3rd, I want everybody from around the Continental Wrestling Federation territory to come to the Boutwell Auditorium, because you're going to see Nightmare Ken Wayne bald.
Look for the Continental Wrestling Federation to be in Harrogate, Tennessee, Thursday, October.
Talking straight to you, man. Road to Birmingham, October the 3rd. You know, it's hair versus hair. The money against your IROC Z car. Well, first of all, I won that IROC Z car for you in a tournament. And Danny Davis, that $25,000 is safe as my hair, because you're not going to be able to cut my hair. Yeah, I've had it cut before. You didn't do it. In fact, if you go back through the records and you check the history, the night that I lost my hair is you got pinned and caused me to lose my hair. Well, Danny Davis, there's been a lot of things come down between us. You know, you just want to say that I turn my back on you. No, let's get it straight, pal. You turn your back on me. Because I go in the ring to win. You want to go out and be Mr. Goody Two-Shoes and a super citizen. Well, Danny Davis, you come to the ring and you try to be a Goody Two-Shoes. You be a super citizen. Because, brother, if you ain't coming to win, if you ain't coming to do what it takes to win, whether it's this, chains, brass knucks, whatever it is, brother, you'll be bald.
Ha! Bam Bam Bigelow, October 3rd, the road to Birmingham. Watch me shock the world.
Listen up, watch close and you'll see you get a real special deal installing cable TV. Big savings, dollars and cents. Get you started on the best, on the most, it makes sense. You get news, you get sports, you get movies, all sorts. You get shows for the kids, the husband, the wife. You get songs, you get laughs, every interest in your life. More entertainment, more channels, more fun. More choice, more value, you can tape it on the run. Order now, call the number that you see on your screen. Save money, and you'll see what we mean. Call 1-800-336-2600 and get cable TV, HBO, and Cinemax installed at 50% off. Offer is limited, so call 1-800-336-2600. Call 1-800-336-2600 now. So for total entertainment, the place you should be.
Yeah, you got a leak here, somewhere in the wall. For the past 2 weeks in the Continental Wrestling Federation, there have been rumors of a serious injury suffered by Eddie Gilbert. After researching this situation extensively, we know that Eddie Gilbert has spent some time recently in Caraway Methodist Hospital here in Birmingham undergoing tests. And I think at this time, Eddie came to Joe and I before the show. He wants some time to talk to the wrestling fans of the Continental Wrestling Federation. And without any further ado, I think you know the story.
Eddie, you were in a very serious car accident. I believe it was about 6 years ago. I think everyone knows that at that time, the doctors told you that you would not wrestle again, but you proved them wrong. And now we hear, and I want to repeat, we hear, and we heard from the hospital that you went back in for more tests. You told us you wanted time on today's show to talk about your injury. Everybody's been talking about it. Tell us what's going on with Eddie Gilbert.
Okay, Joe, first of all, Charlie, I talked to you two at the start of the evening before this television broadcast. I asked you for the time. Both of you could have told Eddie Gilbert to go take a hike. You gave me a chance to come out here and say what I want to say. I'm going to say it, then I'm going to leave you alone. You can think what you want to. You can do what you want to. I don't care. First of all, in the past career of Eddie Gilbert, I've done a lot of things, and I'm not going to stand here and I'm not going to say I'm not proud of them, because if I had them all to do over again, I would do the same thing. Because I got where I am today by being number one and being the best that I am and being at the best that I can do. But, as you said, a few years back, Charlie knows this, I had a car accident. I broke my neck. The doctors told me then, Eddie Gilbert, your career is finished. With the help of Bob Backlund in the WWF, he brought me back. I came back to professional wrestling. But then, I guess it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, it was, I'm taking a chance at this. I'm saying maybe in a match of Willie B. Hurt in Columbus, Mississippi is what I'm saying. It was where it probably happened. I was run into the wall outside the ring head first. And that happening, it smashed my head right into my shoulders. It knocked, and you know, in the back of your neck, you got your vertebrae all the way up and down your back. In the car wreck, I broke the C5 vertebrae. And in Columbus, Mississippi, what the doctors tell me is I chipped that C5 vertebrae again. It hit the nerves. I've got tingling sensations in my arm. And what the doctor said is, Eddie Gilbert, you don't realize one more lick in the back of your neck or one more lick on your back and your career is finished. It is over. I don't blame anybody here. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame anybody at home if they're sitting right now and they're cheering and they're clapping, because I'll tell you, I'm one of the dirtiest. I always will be. I'm one of the most dirtiest, the most rottenest wrestlers in professional wrestling. I probably deserve more than anything what's happened to me.
You'll excuse me if I'm a little skeptical.
I can understand. What do you mean? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, let's face it, Eddie. In the past 8 weeks, we've seen you come out here, and we've seen you beat up a 14-year-old boy. We've seen you beat up one of the legends of wrestling in the Alabama area. We saw you take a photographer who was here to make a presentation to Austin Idol and ruin that and beat him up. We have seen you do every dirty trick that I have ever seen in my life. And now you come out here and you tell us you're injured and, you know, what it's going to mean. And I'm sorry, but I'm a little skeptical.
Okay, I tell you what. Well, I don't blame you. I don't blame anybody from being that way about me, because if I'd be the first one at home saying right now, watch this guy.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, maybe by doing this, maybe I'll hush up everybody for the time being on this first announcement that I'm going to make right now.
This is the check for $25,000.
This is the check for $25,000. That it started out as $10,000 when Eddie Gilbert came here. It's $25,000 now. Nobody, but nobody was ever able to pin me. Now, you can say what you want to, that it may have been Willie B. Hurt, it may have been Johnny Rich, it may have been Austin Idol that did this to my neck, but I'm going to give this check to you, Charlie Platt. You hold this check. You take this check. You take the $25,000. Joe, you and Charlie, if you decide that Johnny Rich, Willie B. Hurt, or Austin Idol deserve the money, you give it to them. If you think the CWF needs the money, you give it to them.
Now, what does Paul Dangerously think? I mean, this is the money that you two have put up. What does he think about the fact you're out here giving away $25,000? I know Paulie Dangerously, he'd kill for $25,000. What does he think about the fact you're out here giving it away?
Well, Paul E. and I had a discussion at the earlier part of the week about this. He knows all about this. I can say that we are in a disagreement about this. We are not a total agreement on what I'm doing right now or what I'm saying. What I want to do is get into another part. This is probably the biggest announcement ever in my career since I've been in professional wrestling. Coming up Monday night here in the Boutwell Auditorium in Birmingham, Alabama, probably the biggest spectacular ever in wrestling. The CWF heavyweight champion will be decided. I'm seated number 3 in it. I've worked hard since I've been in professional wrestling to get anything I can.
But you're injured.
That's right. That's what I'm getting to right now. I'm a very injured man. The doctor tells me one more lick and I'm out of it. If I do not win the CWF heavyweight title here Monday night, October the 3rd, Eddie Gilbert's name will be stricken from the records of wrestling. I will step down. My career will be over at the age of 27 years old. Let me tell you, I'm very serious about this. If I don't win it, I'm gone. I'm out of here. I've talked over everybody. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. We'll see you Monday night. Thanks.
Well, Charlie, the doctors have told him that if he takes another hard hit on that neck, it could be all over. $25,000. I would bet you that right this minute, Paulie Dangerously is in the back running into walls.
I know for a fact some serious things are coming down in the career and personal life of Eddie Gilbert with this. We've got more great action in the Continental Wrestling Federation. We'll discuss this a little more later. You stay with us.
Catch the all-new Fall Brawl from the Continental Wrestling Federation coming to your area soon. Coming Saturday, October 1st to Hamilton, Alabama in the high school gym. Match time that night is 8 o'clock. And also Saturday, October 1st in Dothan in the Houston County Farm Center. Match time that night is 8:30. Sunday, October 2nd in Pensacola, Florida at the Bayfront Auditorium. Match time is 7:30. Monday, October 3rd, the road to Birmingham in the Boutwell Auditorium. Match time that night, 7:30. Tuesday, October 4th in Bonifay, Alabama in the Holmes County High School. Match time is 7:30. Thursday, October 6th in Maben, Mississippi in the high school gym at 7:30. Friday, October 7th in Columbus, Mississippi in the Lavender Coliseum. Match time is 8 o'clock. And Saturday, October 8th in Piedmont, Alabama in the Piedmont Middle School. Match time that night will be 8 o'clock. It's the all-new Fall Brawl from the Continental Wrestling Federation, wrestling's new era.
Stand by for some great hit music.
Dr. Tom Prichard.
He's going up against a former friend in Jerry Stubbs, and Stubbs keeps saying, "You asked for the match, why? You asked for the match, why?"
I think anyone who had an opportunity to view last week's edition of the Continental Wrestling Federation would certainly know why, Joe.
Well, it was an interesting situation, and as I said early in the show, I think you are due a lot of congratulations for putting up with that hour. And Eddie Gilbert, of course, shocking, in my opinion, the wrestling world here on the CWF television just a few minutes ago, Charlie, with that announcement. I'm still sitting here holding this $25,000 check. I don't know what to do with it, number one. Number two, I can't believe he's going into that tournament because it means he'll have to wrestle a minimum of 3 times to win the belt.
Exactly. You know, you and I are both skeptical about the situation. We both have a right to be. I want to say this, Joe, that puts a damper on any skepticism I might have about the situation. Well, recently, Eddie Gilbert found out that I was planning to attend a Hank Williams Jr. concert the 5th, which is 2 nights after the road to Birmingham in Jackson, Mississippi. And when he found out I was going, he said, "Well, when you get your tickets, could you pick me up one? I like Hank Jr., and I'd like to go to the concert." Earlier this evening, Joe, when you and I were in the room, if you remember, he made mention, "I don't know, don't count on getting a ticket for
Don't
me."
need the ticket. He told you not to get him a ticket.
Exactly. Now,
we know that the injury to Eddie Gilbert, we know that there's no skepticism there. The doctors, the hospitals have all told us the seriousness of that injury.
According to someone who knows hot stuff Eddie Gilbert, and I will not quote the source on this, but I guarantee you this guy knows hot stuff better than you and I. The car accident in 1981 was an overlay of an injury sustained even earlier playing high school football. So this is a 2-deep injury that I know of, Joe.
Well, I would have to say this. I hope Eddie Gilbert knows what he's doing going into the ring on the road to Birmingham, going after that title, because if things don't go well for Eddie Gilbert, it could very well be the last time we will see Eddie Gilbert in the ring.
Regardless of whether Eddie Gilbert meant what he said, Joe, that if he does not win the CWF... Oh, look at that. What a match we have going here between Prichard and Stubbs. If Eddie Gilbert doesn't win the CWF Heavyweight Championship, look at the danger of being injured. Wait a minute.
Whoa. Now here comes the Dangerous Alliance.
What is a dirty what?
The Dirty White Boy, Ken Wayne, and Nightmare Freddy all in the ring. And now Jerry Stubbs has joined in. All 4 men working on Tom Prichard. And what is this now? The Dirty White Boy has gone to the top rope. That's all the way off the top rope with that clothesline to the back of the head. And now we have 4 men on 1.
Wait a minute.
Idol's coming to the ring, and he's got a steel bar.
He clears house. He clears house. The Dirty White Boy, Nightmare Freddy, Nightmare Ken Wayne, all joining in with Jerry Stubbs as they pound away at the...
He's got that steel bar protecting Tom Prichard, and outside the ring, we've got 4 very proud men
And what we're seeing here, Joe, could be a situation where somebody is trying to put an individual out of the Road to Birmingham tournament.
All right, the referee tells us outside interference, and that Tom Prichard, of course, is the winner, but you're absolutely right. It looks to me like they're trying to put Tom Prichard out of the tournament that's coming up, and out just to make the odds a little bit better, you might say, for the Dangerous Alliance. And in the ring, there you see Tom Prichard and Austin Idol, and thank goodness Austin Idol came in with that steel bar to chase him away, and we've got to go to a break.
Look for the Continental Wrestling Federation to be 8.
When it comes to trading cars your way, we all know Cogville will.
Kingston Pike at Walker Springs.
All right, Paulie Dangerously, the Dangerous Alliance, has joined us at ringside.
Right here is the newest member of the Dangerous Alliance, and now you are looking at the man that has guaranteed me the CWF Heavyweight Championship Monday night, October 3rd, coast to coast, Beltwell Auditorium. The dirty white boy. And when I say dirty, I'm not talking about a hygiene problem. I'm talking about the kind of guy that can get the job done.
Excuse me one moment. You say he's going to deliver you the CWF.
Yes.
What about it?
Tony, come here. Tell the people who the next champion is.
The next champion in the CWF, you're looking at him. Paulie Dangerously right here has assured me, baby, that no matter what happens or what comes down, I'm walking out of the building with that pretty gold belt.
You're a good man. You're a good man. I'll tell you something else, Charlie Platt. Ken Wayne's hair is at stake Monday night. His beautiful blonde hair, which I bleach comb all by myself. Ken, tell the people who's going to be bald Monday night.
There's no doubt about it in my mind, baby. Danny Davis done got into more than he can handle. I'll get my title back somewhere down the road, but I guarantee you October 3rd, this hair's staying right where it is.
Wait a minute. Look, what about Eddie Gilbert? Look, you and I know each other. You've been a pain in my butt for as long as I can know. All I want to know is you come out here, you introduce a new member of the Dangerous Alliance. You don't say a word about the man who has been the leader of your... What about Eddie Gilbert? I think it's time for once in your life, you came clean and tell us what's going on.
Okay, let's come clean, okay? Let's not talk professional wrestling. Let's not talk Paul E. Dangerously and hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. Let's talk Paul Heyman to Thomas Edward Gilbert Jr. You know, in May, I spent a lot of money that I got from Pro Wrestling This Week, a lot of money that I got from the big money people in New York, including my father, Mr. Richard Heyman, in New York. And I took that money and I invested it in a commodity, in a stock, in an option, in a thoroughbred horse named Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And that thoroughbred promised me the wrestling equivalent of the Kentucky Derby, the Road to Birmingham, the next great championship in wrestling. And instead of winning this race, this thoroughbred went out and fell down. And this thoroughbred had the equivalent of a horse with a broken leg. Well, do you know what you do with a horse with a broken leg? You take him out back, you put a gun upside his head, and you put him out of his misery. And as far as I'm concerned, Eddie Gilbert, I wish I could take you out back. Hey, don't worry about him. He can go too for all I care. Eddie Gilbert, whom I love to death, has cost me a lot of money. And one way
You're talking about a man who led.
I just passed Freddie right here. What's the deal? You know, it looks to me like you're going to be short one, maybe two people. How about me?
Jerry,
I want to be. Hey, I know.
Hey, this.
Jerry, you know as well as I do that to be in a Dangerous Alliance, you got not only to pay your dues, but you got to prove yourself. In the past, Eddie Gilbert proved himself, the Dirty White Boy proved himself, Ken Wayne, the Midnight Express, Bob Orton, they've all proved themselves. If you're willing to do a couple of things, then I'm willing to accept you, but you got to prove yourself first.
I can't believe what we're hearing. I mean, we're talking about...
Wait a minute. If it takes proving myself, hey, listen to me. If it takes proving myself, you just sit and watch, because I can prove myself, baby. You watch.
You know, there have been times since I've known you that you have done things that disgust me. But this is the first time since I've known you that you disgust me.
I'll tell you what, we're going to find out more about this situation when the Continental Wrestling Federation continues. Right now, we've got another match standing by in the ring. Let's go to that match.
Coming to the ring now for our next match, it is Doug Furnace. Doug will be facing Dutch Mantell. Wait a minute! Jerry Stubbs! That's a solid wood coat rack. Oh, across those ribs. He's gone after the ribs again, and now Dutch Mantell's come out with that bullwhip, and he's chasing Stubbs off. But look at Doug Furnace. Those ribs were already injured from just a few weeks ago. He had the ribs wrapped, Charlie Platt.
Realize that just last week, this situation erupted between Stubbs and Furnace, and it's all because of this personality situation we've seen in Jerry Stubbs.
I don't know what's going on with that man. I know he now says he wants to be part of the dangerous...
It's fine.
Well, wait a minute. The referee is telling us they got to have a match. They're going to put Pat Rose in the ring against Dirty Dutch Mantell.
And we're ready for action. Pat Rose stepping in for Doug Furnace in this match. Referee Randy Anderson said, yes, we would have a match. Dirty Dutch Mantell, of course, seated in the road to Birmingham.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not real sure. Dutch Mantell, I mean, he came out as he hadn't been there with that bullwhip. Lord only knows what might have happened to Doug Furnace. I have never, Charlie, seen a man attack. I mean, that's one of those large wooden coat racks like you see in offices. Exactly. That thing is solid wood, and he broke it across the ribs of Doug Furnace.
Front suplex by Dirty Dutch Mantell. It's over.
There's your 3 count.
It is over. The winner of the match is Dirty Dutch Mantell. We'll have Missy's Manor when we return on the Continental Wrestling Federation.
You know, Miami and Philadelphia and Atlanta and Los Angeles and San Francisco and Denver, Colorado and Minneapolis, Minnesota, you know what they all have in common? I'll tell you. They're all talking about the same thing. And you know what that thing is? You see, it's October the 3rd. That's what they're talking about. It's Boutwell Auditorium. That's what they're talking about. It's Birmingham. That's what they're talking about. It's Idleham. That's what they're talking about. It's the Yellow Brick Road. And the Yellow Brick Road is paved to stardom. And whoever can walk that Yellow Brick Road and go to the last brick, who can go the distance, who can go the limit, can get the most prestigious championship in all of wrestling. It's a Continental Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, and they're all coming for it. Oh, yeah. Big Bam Bam Bigelow, 500 pounds, can do it all. Chris Adams coming in from Texas. Bam Bam Terry Gordy, all the way from Tokyo, Japan, and I'm going to be right there in the middle of it. And Bob Orton, you want to lock up with me, Jack? Come on and get it on. You may have put Mr. T out, Jack, but it's going to take a whole lot more to put me out.
Look for the Continental Wrestling Federation to be in Harrogate, Tennessee, Thursday, October 20th on Mellow Yellow Night. Prizes will be given away at Lincoln Memorial University at 7:30. Also, Friday, October 21st in Cosby, Tennessee at the high school at 8 o'clock. And Clark Range, Tennessee, Thursday, October 27th in the high school at 7:30. The big show is in Knoxville, Friday, October 28th in the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. Match time is 8 o'clock that night. The return match for the USA Heavyweight Championship. The Tennessee Stud, Ron Fuller, taking on the Mongolian Stomper, managed by Ron White. During this match, Ron White will be handcuffed to the bullet. CWF Tag Team Championship on the line. Lord Humongous and Shane Douglas going up against the Samoan Warrior Sika and Coquino with Mr. Martin. Also for the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship or the IROC Z, Nightmare Dandy Davis up against Nightmare Ken Wayne. Plus 3 other big matches, including Terry Bam Bam Gordy, the Dirty White Boy, Dirty Dutch Mantell, and Jerry Stubbs. And it all happens in Knoxville. Friday, October 28th in the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. Match time is 8 o'clock. Don't miss the excitement of the Continental Wrestling Federation.
You know, on October 3rd in Boutwell Auditorium at the road to Birmingham, I was just thinking how much money the Dangerous Alliance is going to make. Because first of all, Nightmare Freddy is going to climb a pole and bring down all the money in the grab for the green. Then Nightmare Ken Wayne is going to shave Danny Davis's head. and in that beautiful IROC Z car, drive right over to the concession stand and sell his hair to all his fans. And then hot stuff Eddie Gilbert is going to go through the Austin Idols, the Dr. Tom Pritchards, the Bullets, every single person in the road to Birmingham to become the Continental Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. Because, you see, it doesn't have to be the World Championship yet, because Jerry Lawler doesn't have enough guts to put up the belt. But what's going to happen is that Eddie's going to take the belt to Chicago, to Detroit, to California, to Japan, to London, to Paris, to Rome, to Hong Kong, and we'll make it the most prestigious title in professional wrestling today, October 3rd, Road to Birmingham.
October 3rd, the road to Birmingham. It's heating up, and we're going to shock the wrestling world.
Announcing the new Reach Out America, an innovative long-distance package from AT&T. Look inside. You'll find it's packed with savings opportunities around the clock, 24 hours a day. That's because for just $9.60 a month, you get a full hour of calls all across the U.S. on weekends and nights. So you can call Alaska for a full hour or all the way to Hawaii. And the hour is always one low price. But don't order yet. We've packed in a lot more. Weekdays, you get 5% off your AT&T long-distance calls. You also get 15% off your evening calls. And if you order today, you'll save the $10 order processing charge.
Manor, my guest this week, I'd like to welcome back to the CWF. It's, I guess, the shirts say the Party Patrol, but it's Johnny and Davey Rich. And I want to know, why'd you come back to the CWF?
Well, Missy, there's a lot of good competition down here is the main reason. But first of all, before we get into this, I want to say something. I heard something a little earlier. Eddie Gilbert was out here talking about what happened to him. Well, you know, he said a few things about me and my family, but and he offered the $25,000. Well, I'm not interested in his $25,000. I wanted to wrestle him because he's a good competitor, and I just wanted to do it just to prove something to myself. I'm not interested in $25,000, but that's enough of that. The reason why me and my cousin are here, and he is my cousin, we've been wrestling up in Knox for about 6 months now, where we held the USA Tag Team Championship belts. And we are doing a great job. This guy right here is doing a great job, and he's living up to the rich tradition. And I just want to say it's great to be back here in the South, and we love you, every one of you.
Well, thanks very much. This is pretty great sitting in between y'all. And I hope y'all come to the Road to Birmingham, because I'm going to see you there October the 3rd.
Now entering the ring from Bucksnort, Tennessee, the Dirty White Boy. We're ready for action in this event on Continental Wrestling Federation. Did Jerry Stubbs did your direction have anything to do with what he did to Doug Furnace?
No, Jerry Stubbs was not following my instructions, but I will admit the man did impress me. What he did was not only dangerous, but it was the kind of action that the Dangerous Alliance likes and approves of. But there's something else that Jerry Stubbs is going to have to do to prove himself to me. He doesn't have to impress you or Joe Pedicino, Charlie Platt. He needs to impress me, Paul E. Dangerously.
That's it for a great CWF program.
Thank you for joining us on the Continental Wrestling Federation. We'll see you next week.